The FreeX Wi-Fi thermal printer is designed for printing 4x6-inch shipping labels. It works well with a USB connection, but its WiFi performance is poor. If you need to print 4x6-inch shipping labels for your home or small business, ideally connecting your PC to the label printer over USB, the $199.99 FreeX Wi-Fi thermal printer is aimed solidly at you. It can handle other label sizes as well, but you'll have to buy them elsewhere, because FreeX sells 4x6 labels only. It comes with a standard driver, so you can print from most programs, but there's no FreeX label design app, because FreeX assumes you'll be printing directly from marketplace and shipping company systems. Its WiFi performance is lacking, but over USB, it works smoothly. As long as your needs precisely match the printer's capabilities, it can be worth a look. Otherwise, it's outclassed by its competition, which includes the Idea Pro SP410, the Zebra ZSB DP14, and the Editor's Choice winning DarkScan 2050 for 8LAN. Big enough for a 600 label roll, the FreeX printer looks like a not quite square box with an off-white body, a dark gray top that includes a transparent window to let you see the label roll, and a rounded front left corner with a lighter gray feed switch. At 7.2 by 6.8 by 8.3 inches by my measurement, it's roughly the same size as most competing label printers. There's enough room inside to hold a roll with a maximum diameter of 5.12 inches, enough for 604 by 6-inch shipping labels, which is the largest capacity FreeX sells. Most competitors would need to mount that large a roll in a tray behind the printer, or would not be able to use it at all. The ZSB DP14, for example, lacks a rear feed slot, limiting it to the largest roll that can fit inside. Early printer units shipped without any label stock. FreeX says newer units will come with a small starter roll of 20, but that will likely go fast, so be sure to order labels when you buy the printer. As already mentioned, the only labels FreeX sells are 4x6 inches, which you can buy in a 500 label fanfold stack for $19.99 or in rolls of 250 to 600 labels at proportional prices. The price per label works out to between 2.9 and 6 cents, depending on the stack or roll size and whether you take advantage of quantity discounts. However, the cost per printed label will be higher, particularly if you print just 1 or 2 labels at a time. Every time you turn the printer on, it feeds a label, and then uses a second label to print its current IP address and the SSID for the WiFi access point it's connected to. FreeX suggests leaving the printer powered on continuously, particularly if you take advantage of the WiFi connection, to avoid waste. Very much on the plus side, the company says you can print on virtually any thermal paper label in the range from 0.78 to 4.1 inches wide. In my tests, the FreeX printer worked well with various Dymo and Brother labels, automatically recognizing where each label ended and adjusting the feed to match. No bundled label app. The bad news is that FreeX doesn't provide any label creation apps. The only software you can download are print drivers for Windows and macOS, and a utility for setting up WiFi on the printer. A company representative said it plans to make free iOS and Android label apps available for printing over the WiFi network, but there is no current plan for macOS or Windows apps. This is not a problem if you're printing labels from online systems or printing already created PDF files. FreeX says the printer is compatible with all major shipping platforms and online marketplaces, specifically naming Amazon, BigCommerce, FedEx, eBay, etc., ShipNZ, ShipPost, ShipStation, ShipWorks, Shopify, UPS, and USPS. That said, the lack of a label program is a serious impediment if you need to create labels yourself, particularly if you're printing barcodes. FreeX says the printer is suitable for all popular barcode types, but that doesn't help if you don't have a way to create a barcode to print. For labels that don't need barcodes, the print driver will let you print from virtually any program, including desktop publishing programs such as Microsoft Word, but defining the label format will take more work than it would using the dedicated label app. Easy setup for USB. Physical setup is straightforward. Mount a roll inside the printer or feed fanfold paper through the rear slot, and then connect both the power cord and the supplied USB cable. Follow the online Quick Start guide to download the Windows or macOS driver and install it. I installed the Windows driver, which followed absolutely standard manual installation steps for Windows. The Quick Start guide does a good job of clearly explaining each step. Unfortunately, the WiFi configuration is a mess, featuring drop-down lists with choices that aren't explained and a network password field that doesn't let you read what you're typing. If you make any mistakes, not only does the connection fail, but you have to enter everything again. The process can take as little as 5 minutes, but multiply that by however many times it takes to get everything right on the same try. The unnecessary clunkiness of the WiFi setup would be forgivable if setup were a one-time operation, but it likely won't be. Twice in my tests, the printer stopped feeding the labels to the correct position, and once it started printing on only a limited area of the labels. The fix for these and any other unexpected issues is a factory reset. Although that solved the problems I encountered, it also erased the WiFi settings, so I had to set them up again. But as it turned out, WiFi performance is too disappointing to be worth the hassle. Good performance ... but only over USB. Overall performance in my tests was only suitably fast if I used a USB connection. FreeX rates the printer at 170 mm per second, or 6.7 inches per second. Printing labels from a PDF file with Acrobat Reader, I timed it at 3.1 seconds for a single label, 15.4 seconds for 10 labels, and 1 minute and 9 seconds for 50 labels, which works out to 4.3 IPS for the 50 label run. By way of comparison, the Zebra ZSB-DP14 came in on our tests at 3.5 IPS with its print job going over either WiFi or the cloud, while the ArtScan 2050 for A-Land lived up to its 5 IPS rating. Performance using the printer's WiFi and a PC connected to the same network by Ethernet was dismal. A single label took about 13 seconds, and the printer is limited to a maximum of 4 by 6 inch labels in a single WiFi print job. Try to print more, and just 1 or 2 will come out. Note that this is a memory limitation, not a label quantity limitation, so with smaller labels you can print more labels at once. Output quality is more than good enough for the kind of labels the printer is meant for. Resolution is 203 dpi, which is common for label printers. The smallest text on the USPS package labels I printed was dark black and easily readable, and the barcode was dark black with crisp edges.